This is Brian Von Holtz doing my Celebrating Kansas Voices project, and I am interviewing my dad.
Okay, well, let's see. I was born in Korea a long time ago. I was adopted when I was 1 year old. Moved from Korea to Japan, and then from Japan moved to Colorado, and then from Colorado moved to Kansas. And in Kansas, I went to a school at Fort Riley Middle School, but I did live in Junction City, Kansas at the time, so I had to travel back and forth to school, Fort Riley. And then I went to Junction City High School for my 10th grade year, my 11th grade year, and part of my 12th grade year. And then my dad moved us to Germany in the middle of my 12th grade year, where I went to Oslo, Germany, and that's where I graduated from high school in Oslo, Germany. Throughout my growing up years, spent a lot of time traveling all over Europe, which was really awesome, going to different places. One of the few things I remember about living in Germany as a kid was when we went to Dachau, which is where one of the concentration camps were during World War II with Hitler, where he took all the Jews to. That was very interesting, in my opinion, to see what kind of bad things that individual did to people. After I graduated from high school, I tried to do a stint in college, and I went to the University of Kansas for about a year. Things weren't working out too well for me there. Maybe it was because I was a young freshman, partying, doing whatever, but I wasn't concentrating in school. So I decided I needed to get a job. So I decided to join the military. The military was a great experience for me because I got to go to different countries in the military: Thailand, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Afghanistan, which, in retrospect, probably wasn't the coolest thing in the world, but I did get to serve my country. I retired from the military after 22 years, and then decided to get a job up here in Fort Lewis, Washington. But I must say probably the best thing in my life that ever happened to me is having when I was getting taught. Well, I would tell you that when I was going to school, that things probably were a lot more strict. Maybe the standards were a lot higher. I don't know if that's not the case now, but I seem to think that I don't think that today's children are getting the same education as the children that when I was growing up. I think a lot of kids nowadays are getting passed through school without getting taught properly. I don't know if that's the best words to say or how to say that, but I think maybe it has to do with budget restraints and stuff like that, but I just don't think kids today are learning as well as they used to before. Maybe inner city schools are that way, or maybe they're not, but education is still not the same as it was when I was going to school. And maybe that's just because I'm old now and I don't understand the way things are working. Well, you know what? When you're young, you can do anything. When I was going to school, I played football, basketball, baseball, ran track. And I continued to do that after I graduated from school. And those are some of the fun times in life, being part of a team and playing team sports. But as you get older, your body can't handle those things. So now I probably couldn't be as good as I was back then, and I don't have time to play it now. I wish I had time to play sports, but I just don't get to do that. But I think basketball was my favorite love when it comes to sports. And then, now, my hobbies now are to play fantasy football. And fantasy football is awesome.
Okay, and
you know what? When I was in Germany, I just graduated from high school, and I was coaching 11, 12, and 13-year-old basketball, youth league basketball. And we had won the Northern Germany championships with our team, and my tallest guy was 5'9". My littlest guy was like 4'10" or something like that. And we went to a tournament in Mannheim, Germany. And we walked in the gym, and there was this 6'4" kid sitting there. And the first thing I said is, "There's no way that kid is 11, 12, or 13 years old." And I had them produce this child identification, and it was Shaquille O'Neal. Wow, if I'd have known back then that, you know, this kid was going to grow up to be a superstar, I probably would have got his autograph back then. But that was pretty awesome to see a young kid that was that big and could play basketball as good as he could play basketball. And, you know, he turned out to be a superstar in the NBA.